All right. Welcome to a Sheridanlife Radio interview. Today I'm sitting down with Tony and Rachel. So let's just get right into it. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about Zuu Zuu, the Zuper-Zonic reindeer?
Yeah. Happy to, Gil. It's great to be here today. Tony and I are thrilled to be on campus and talking with you.
Absolutely.
Zuu Zuu, the Zuper-Zonic reindeer, is a project we've been working on together for a couple of years. Certainly, we both bring different skills to the project, and that has been a lot of fun working together as a couple on a project. There's been some comedic moments, as you can imagine, over that time, but no, we're happy to be here talking about it with you today.
Yeah, thank you, Gil, for having us today. Yeah, we've been working on the project roughly about 3 years, and we've been working together, and we were able to get everything produced, and we've had a really good time putting the project together, and had a lot of great support.
Wow, that's awesome. Do you guys want to tell us a little bit about the creative process behind Zuu Zuu? How did it start and when? I know you've said a couple of years. And what specifically inspired you to tell this story?
I think Tony needs to start with that one.
Yeah, I can get started with that. So one of the things that everyone does at this time of year is we all like to watch the traditional specials that are on television. And one that is a lock in our place is the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer special from 1964, I do believe. It's the claymation one. We were watching it, and we have 5 children, and we have 3 daughters. We were watching the show, and there's a specific point in it when Rudolph is going to get his chance to be on Santa's sleigh team, and his friend Clarice comes up and wishes him luck. Clarice, she says good luck, and he goes off to be on the sleigh team. Well, that didn't really sit very well with the female members of the household, and went, why is Clarice not getting to try out? Why is she not included? So the seed was planted at that point where why doesn't everyone get a chance? So thus the origin of Zuu Zoo's story of the very first girl on Santa's sleigh team.
That's a great point. I never thought about that, how there's never really a female reindeer. And yeah, you're so right. Like the whole Clarice character is really coming back to me. That's really fascinating.
But Gil, if I may, the question then was, why have we all assumed that they are male reindeer? But we seem to have, because we couldn't find any evidence that any of them are girls. And so that was really important before we moved ahead to figure out whether she really truly would be the first girl on Santa's sleigh team. So maybe any of your listeners could come up with some evidence to contradict us. But to this point, to this day, we think Zuu Zuu is the first girl to make it on Santa's sleigh team.
We use that we use that cartoon as our sort of leaping off point.
That was your main reference?
Yeah, that was always, because that always feels, everybody seems to want to defer to that. So if there is a multiverse of different Christmas characters, that is our starting point. Is the the Bumble and Rudolph and the Island of Misfit Toys special.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, like, what kind of research did you do then? So, yeah, that's great to know that, because that Rankin Bass special is a classic with the claymation.
Yeah.
Absolutely is.
Absolutely.
And I know you've got Tina Duran as the illustrator for this project. Could you talk a bit about, she's a current animation student?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, she is.
Could you talk about how you got connected with her in the first place?
Well, it was a real organic
Serendipity.
Yes.
Which is another great Christmas movie.
Yes,
in case you haven't seen
absolutely.
it.
Absolutely. Yeah, so it was just by chance we met up with Tina. I have a musical background. I like to play guitar and I like to play bass, and I went to Facebook Marketplace because I found a guitar that I liked, and I purchased it off Tina Duran. And we started chatting as I bought the guitar, and saw that she had an artistic background, and we were shopping for an artist, and she said, I'd love to jump on and be part of the whole project. So
the Zuu Zuu crew, as we call it.
The Zuu Zuu crew, that's awesome.
That was the first real outside of the house member of the Zuu Zuu crew was Tina.
That's awesome. And how, like, working with her, has that just been
It's been fantastic. I'm a bit of a jack of all trades and master of none. So I got out the Crayolas, and we had worked together to get the lyrics and get the words for the story out, and getting the pictures were a big stage of it. So I would sort of hack my way to draw on some graph paper what I wanted for the pictures, and give some notes to Tina, and we would fire them off, and they would come back, and probably 99% of the time they'd be absolutely perfect.
Wow.
And we wouldn't have to do too many adjustments.
That's awesome.
The adjustments were more as we played with the kind of layout and storyboarding. We wanted to make changes. So Tina, came to it very naturally, I think. And when we'd been looking for artists, there was a particular kind of retro feel that we wanted to find.
Yes.
And although I think even Tina herself may not say that's her kind of preferred style, she was really able to deliver exactly that style of illustration that we wanted. Tony would often reference the little golden books that many of us in Canada, used to learn to read. They have a particular retro feel, and so we wanted that for this particular project as well. And Tina really understood that quite quickly, I think.
Yeah, she was really, really good at just adapting what we had put down, sort of freehand drawing, and really translating into something that really, really was special. And going back to that little golden book reference, those are, to coin a phrase, a gold standard of what those Christmas books are, and even just any of the children's books coming up. Those are the ones that I know I remember, and Tina just really captured the whole process perfectly.
I completely agree that cozy vibe that the little golden books give. You guys absolutely captured that with the art style.
That's awesome. Thank you,
Thank you very much.
And so is this your guys' first time venturing into something like this, producing a children's book?
A children's book, yes. Ray's written a couple of books before this, but this is my first book. And I have a comic book background, and I have I have a comic book background, and some of the people that I've hung around with in the back are in the comic book world. So I've always wanted to do something visual and do something like sequential art that's come out like this. So this is my first venture, but Ray's had a couple published books before.
Yeah, but the difference for me is, and I have to share this little story from our time with a grade 1 class yesterday morning here in Oakville, where beautifully one of the students sitting with us asked, after we'd read them the story, whether it was a work of fiction or non-fiction. So we, of course, then tried to avoid the obvious question. But the point being, any experience I've had writing has been in non-fiction. So this was my first. I'm very proud that this is my first piece of published fiction, possibly fiction. Who can say?
Would you say that you guys have learned anything, or what is one thing that you've taken away from this process?
It's been nothing but learning. I think quite a way.
Every day there's a new process, and we've learned from the artistic end, from the audio end.
Maybe you should explain about the song.
Oh, yeah. So one of the things that's different about our book is there's a Christmas carol that we produced that went along with it. So taking the cadence of the book and translating it into song was quite a process. So having a bit of a musical background, producing a song with it has been a huge learning process, and trying to make it sync up with the visuals has been another process as well. We went into the studio, and again, we've had nothing but great people help us, support us in the studio. Being, again, saying that I can do a little bit of everything, I was able to make a demo, hand it to some other artists very similar to Tina, and they were able to take our vision and make it into something great. And then we were able to find some vocalists from Burlington who are part of a vocal school, some girls that came in and really capture the essence of what this is and recorded in a recording studio and put it together.
Shout out to Shepherd Private Coaching.
Oh,
the best vocal school in Burlington. And our Zuu Zuu girls, who are part of the Zuu Zuu crew.
Yes.
Zuu Zuu crew expanding.
Yeah, Zuu Zuu crew expanding. And I think as well as learning, and you we were talking about this earlier ago, is that it's one thing to create a book, that's a project in itself, but to share it with the world and then be ready for the feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because we fell in love with Zuu Zuu, anything creative, you never know how others are going to receive it. It's a piece of art. And so it's just been, as Tony said, really joyful the way the community has come together to support us. And that in itself has been a huge learning. Neither of us are very good at asking for help. Small insight about our personalities.
Yeah.
And so people have been literally tripping over themselves to help. And that is just the spirit of Christmas, isn't it, really?
Yeah. And we came back from, we did a reading yesterday at Captain Wilson's school. And
Captain R. Wilson.
Captain R. Wilson.
I'm sure that R matters to Captain.
Absolutely. That's why he's got a school named after him. And it was just the response we got from the children, who are our biggest, they're the biggest critics of all. And they were great. They were wonderful. And we met with roughly about how many children?
Well, it's 14 classes.
Right.
Between kindergarten and grade 2.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it was quite intense. Because as Tony said, if you want an honest answer, you ask a child that age.
Yeah.
But absolutely, and their teachers were fantastic too.
Yeah, they were wonderful.
Many of them had learnt the song before we even arrived. So then there was this joyful, spontaneous sing-along that took place. But yeah, it was. But again, another perfect example of the community just saying, how can we support you? How can we help share the story, Zuu Zuu's story?
Yeah, and that's probably one. If we've learned one thing about all this, yes, it's okay to ask for help. Ask for help. There's other people who can do things, and everybody has their own. And very similar to the story, everybody has their own skills. Everybody has, and everybody's good at different things. And we've really been lucky to the times we have asked. Everybody said yes.
That's awesome. And you've kind of led into my next question, because you were talking about the community aspect. You guys have been busy in the past few weeks promoting, like you said. I mean, I saw you a week ago at film.ca. Could you tell us a bit about that? And also, what has the community meant to you throughout this process? I mean, you've kind of already answered that, but anything else?
Well, again, it's that ability to reach out and say, hey, we're doing this. Can you help? And speaking about film.ca, Jeff Knoll has been nothing but great to us, and his team there are just fantastic. They are very helpful, and again, it's a lot of people who just say yes. We haven't bumped into a lot of people who say no. And Jeff's team's been great. The Burlington Shepherd Private Coaching, they do nothing but support us. Anyone else in the community that we've bumped into, Indigo Canada, have been. We asked them to do a lot of signings, and the process that they've said we're closed down for November, and they reopened it for us a few times to come into the stores to do some signing due to the content of the book. Being the very first girl on Santa's sleigh, and the inclusion, and everybody getting a chance to do what they to do and be a part of the team. So again, asking for help in the community, everyone's reached out. Kim at the Burlington Center, Indigo, got the ball rolling for us and opened so many doors for us to come out to do signings and have the book on consignment. So she's been wonderful as well.
Yeah, maybe another shout out to Retro Festive here in Oakville as well.
Yes.
I don't know whether everybody's aware, we have a 365 holiday store here in Oakville.
Oh, wow.
It's just a fabulous place. If you're ever feeling a little low and you want some holiday joy, go to Retro Festive, and they very kindly as well offered to carry the book for us.
Yes.
So that's another great local example. And just I think in terms of thinking about the community, one of the things, recognizing the beautiful diversity of the community that lives here. There's something about the story here that's just, whether you celebrate Christmas or you don't, we're finding just connects with people. And I think to Tony's point, the message of inclusion, true inclusion, has resonated with people, whether Christmas is a special time of year to them or not. And so I think that speaks volumes to this incredibly beautiful, diverse community we have the privilege of living in here in Oakville.
Yes, absolutely.
And I mean, I know Sheridan also has a diverse student body, and I want to harken back to Tony's past for a minute in radio, and wondering if you have anything to share for the Sheridan student body on why campus radio matters or why radio itself matters.
Oh, radio is such a great medium, and it's such a great media. It's great for communicating, and if anyone wants to get involved, audio is such a wonderful process. And if you have an idea, if you have a message, if you have something you'd like to express, this is just a great way to do it. Podcasting, music, radio is just a very good medium. A lot of people say that it's kind of a diminished medium, but I think it's very strong. And if someone wants to get involved in, I got involved in my campus radio back when I was at Seneca. That was the first time I ever heated up a mic and spoke.
Wow.
And DJ'd, and I had my own 2-hour show on the campus radio back at Seneca at Newnham campus, and that's where I got the bug, and ended up, and that sparked my career. I ended up at Chum AM and Chum FM, and did a stint of editing at Much Music as well, and that was what keeps me in the audio world and audio editing, audio producing. Music, it's all just a fantastic medium.
I completely agree, and I think it ties perfectly into the fact that you've now made this song to tie into this amazing book. And I think, music is just such a great medium for bringing people together, like we said, the community. That I think is all the questions I have for you guys. Thank you very much for sitting down with me. Is there anything else that you want to share to the student body, or tell us about where people can find Zuu Zuu, the Zuper-Zonic reindeer?
Oh, absolutely. Our website is www.zuuzureindeer, 2 U's, ZUU, reindeer.com. Indigo, we can't do enough to push people to Indigo. Indigo and their website. Retrofestive here in town is carrying the book. And just visiting Retrofestive is a very, very fun experience. I can't suggest that you go and visit just to browse around and see all the things that they have. And
then I would just add our socials are at ZuuZuu_reindeer. Follow us there for all the latest updates. I would also point out that this is the first, actually, in a series of books.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know about this.
So the Zuu Zuu verse is born.
The Zuu Zuu verse.
The
I'm
Zuu
excited.
Zuu verse is born. And so the next story in the Zuu Zuu verse should be available in 2026. Wow. That's the plan.
Yes, hopefully it's not going to take 3 years.
Yeah. Because of all that we learned.
All that we learned.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We hope to come back and introduce the next character.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. But Gil, thank you to you,
Gil.
And the
Of
team
course.
here at SLR
Absolutely.
for having us on today.
Thank you very much.
Of course. That's been our time. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Tony and Rachel, for coming on. See you next time.